Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to your small and cute YouTube channel. And today in this video we are going to discuss about the fertilization in frog. We know that simply the fertilization means the process of fusion of gametes. Gametes means that is the gamete of both male and female gamete fuses to each other, and the formation of gamete. This process is called like what? Fertilization. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the mechanism of fertilization in frog. And we know the fertilization of frog is external fertilization. There is no any internal fertilization, and this external fertilization takes or occurs in water. So, mechanism of fertilization in frog we are discussed in this video. So let's don't be delay and let's move ahead, guys. Okay. Yes, I have to take marker and I write about the board. So fertilization process. So the fertilization process. Our writing about only you also know about it is the process of fusion of male and female gamete and form zygote. This process is called the fertilization. But in this video we are going to discuss about the fertilization in frog. Fertilization in frog is external fertilization. External fertilization takes place in frog, which occurs in water. This is the basic concept of fertilization and frog. Now we are going to discuss about the mechanism of fertilization. Okay, you can note it. Okay, this is a basic concept. So, mechanism of fertilization. So in the mechanism of fertilization, in the previous video we have discussed about the structure of sperm and ovum. So in the structure of sperm and ovum, structure of sperm becomes like that, and there is the presence of acrosome. Okay, this is the head, and there is the presence of nucleus also. This is the nucleus, and this over all over the head, and this is the acrosome, and this is the middle piece, and this is the tail, and there is the presence of mitochondria and centromere also, and the structure of ova like that, and there is the presence of black dark color, which is called the animal hemisphere. And this is called the what? This is called the vegetative hemisphere. Vegetative hemisphere. And there is the presence of membrane which cover the ovum, which is called the vegetarian membrane, double layer membrane or vegetarian membrane. This is called the vegetarian membrane, and this is the yellow part which is called the yolk. Okay, these are the structure of sperm, and this is sperm and ovum. So in the mechanism of fertilization, the flowing, I'll write here. when process takes place in fertilization. Okay, what are they? They are the five or how much? Okay, they are the first of all the formation of cone of reception. Cone of reception means there is the protuberance like formation, and second one is formation of some of fertilization membrane, and third one is maturation of worm, maturation of worm, and last fourth one is formation of gametes. Formation of gametes. These are the four processes which takes place in the formation of gametes and mechanism of fertilization. This four process takes place in the fertilization. So first of all, formation of cone of reception in ova. Okay, this is in ova or ovum. In ovum, this is the ovum. So first of all, let us take number one, formation of cone of reception. Okay, formation of this is the structure and formation of cone of reception. Okay, in this process, first of all, the protuberance like small outer growth form in the ova, like the small outer growth, like that small outer growth form in the ova. Okay, in this process. So in this process, the protuberance means small outer growth form in the periphery of or animal hemisphere. This is the animal hemisphere. The animal hemisphere. Hemisphere, that is cone of reception. That is cone of reception. That is cone of reception. Cone of reception. So it means that this is the hemisphere and there is a small outer growth often that is called the cone of reception. This is cone of reception. Cone of reception. Okay, that is cone of reception. Small outer growth like protuberance, which is called the protuberance. That is called the cone of reception. And in the cone of reception, first of all, in the fuses of gamete, first of all, the sperm contact with that protuberance, that cone of reception, and the sperm contact cone of reception of ovum, where the acrosome, you know the acrosome is the cap-like cell, in there is the presence of proteolizing enzyme, acrosome, which releases the proteolytic enzyme, and proteolytic enzyme also called that is sperm lysine. Sperm lysine is the protolytic enzyme. The sperm contact. First of all, the head of the sperm. The head of the sperm contact with the this protuberance like structure, which is called the cone of reception, and that acrosome. First of all, contact with the ovum of animal hemisphere, and that acrosome releases the protolytic enzyme. There is the presence of protolytic enzyme which is called the sperm lysine, and in the sperm lysine, whereas the membrane, this membrane, between membrane becomes dissolved. Between membrane dissolves, and when the between membrane dissolves due to the release of enzymes, protolytic enzymes, and the between membrane dissolves, and when the membrane is dissolved, it facilitates, it helps to enter the sperm. It helps to enter the sperm in the ova. Dissolves, which facilitates to enter the sperm in ova. First of all, in the sperm contact with the membrane or contact with the cone of reception, and that amylase or acrosome releases the enzyme, that is protolytic enzyme, is called the sperm lysine, and the sperm lysine dissolves the membrane of ova, and which facilitates to enter the sperm in the ova. Okay, and after this, after the sperm enter into the ova, that cone of reception is withdrawn. Okay, it means it is disappear. And after that second phase, so in this phase just it is completed. So the phase is completed up to here to here. So in the second phase, so you have to note it. Okay, in second phase is formation of fertilization membrane. Formation of fertilization membrane. Okay, formation of fertilization membrane. When the sperm penetrates in the membrane of ova. Okay, when the sperm in this phase, in cone of reception phase, there phase, the sperm enters into the ova. At that time, the fluid, one type of fluid from the ovule, this fluid come out from the membrane and from this between membrane. Okay. Sperm penetrate the membrane. Sperm penetrate the membrane of ova, and from the ova, when the sperm penetrates the ova, and this time some fluid from this called the ova, this membrane. Okay, where the sperm penetrate this, is called the ovule, and some fluid from ovules, or ovule or OJDs, these are same ovules. Some fluid from ovules out from its cytoplasm, and it's present between the vitelline and plasma membrane, and that some fluid from the ovules releases out and come out from the ovules, and collected from its cytoplasm, okay, that from the ovules some fluid come out from its cytoplasm and collected, that fluid collected into the perivitelline membrane, perivitelline membrane, which is present between the vitelline and present between the vitelline and plasma membrane. So it means that when the sperm, okay, I will make one of the figure here. So when the sperm penetrates the ova, some of the fluid also releases from there, okay, and this is the one of the another membrane, and when it enter, and this fluid is called the ovules, and this fluid is released from the ovule and it collected into the paravitelline membrane, which is present between the vitelline and the membrane, and the fluid come into this phase, and after it comes into this vitelline membrane and plasma membrane, the space between the vitelline membrane and the plasma membrane, the fluid is filled after come from its cytoplasm, and its wall become thick, and the wall of the ova becomes thick, okay, and the wall of ovum becomes thick, which helps or which prevent to enter of other sperm. This is the important role of that thick membrane. Okay, when the sperm penetrates the membrane of ova, and there is the some fluid from the ovules releases from its cytoplasm, okay, and that cytoplasm and that fluid collected in the paravitelline is present between the vitelline and the plasma membrane, and the wall of the ova becomes thick, whereas the wall, that beginning wall, that the formed wall, prevent the sperm to enter into the ova. So this is the important phase. And third phase is formation, okay, maturation of ovum. In this phase also the head of sperm only enter head and middle piece of sperm enter into the ova and tail remain outside. And have to note it. Okay, third phase is maturation of ova. Maturation of ova. In this ova, first of all, this ova has one polar body in your animal hemisphere, one polar body, and but this beginning phase is not a secondary phase. Okay, so secondary phase. So it must be secondary maturation if the ova want to the fertilization. So this is the primary maturation, and it again undergo into the secondary maturation, and after the secondary maturation it form the two polar body nearest to each other, and that is called the secondary phase. And that the nucleus after the secondary phase, secondary maturation, after the secondary maturation present the nucleus into the ova. That nucleus is called the pronucleus. So in the beginning phase, beginning maturation is primary maturation. First of all, which ova has one polar body, that is called the primary maturation, and it undergo the secondary maturation, through the process of mitosis. Okay, it goes the secondary maturation. The primary maturation undergo the mitotic division and form the secondary maturation, and that secondary maturation have two polar bodies, and the two and another new polar bodies. Okay, new polar bodies form near the old polar body in the hemisphere. In which hemisphere? In the animal hemisphere. And the animal hemisphere, and that nucleus. And after the secondary maturation, okay, after the secondary maturation, that nucleus, present in the ova, it's called pronucleus. Okay, in this phase, beginning that phase is not called the secondary maturation, and that's primary maturation undergo the secondary maturation, and that nucleus present in the ova is called the pronucleus. Okay, that is also completed. And last phase is fusion of gametes. Last phase is fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes. In the fusion of gametes, the nucleus present in the sperm. That sperm has also one nucleus. That nucleus has also swelling and swelling movement. Okay, and due to the swelling movement, that the nucleus also converted into the pronucleus in sperm. swelling movement of nucleus of sperm converted into pronucleus, where this pronucleus contact with the another, this ovum sperm pronucleus contact with the or contact or fuse with ovum nucleus to form zygote, which is called, or which process is called amiciosis. Okay, amphigenesis process. Okay, amphigenesis process. And the fusion of gamete. In the fusion of gamete, there is the fusion of pronucleus of both sperm and the ovum in the ova, and there is a formation of gametes, and this process is called the amphigenesis. Okay guys, and this is the completed phase of fertilization in sperm. This is time here. Okay, I have to again revise it, or you can note it first of all, and I repeat again through the diagram or figure. Okay, I repeat it. I want to clear this fertilization through the diagram. First of all, in the ova, okay, this is the ova, and this is the ova. There is the formation of one protuberance cone of reception, and in the cone of reception there is the one sperm contact with the cone of reception, and there is the presence of one acrosome which releases the enzyme which is called the proteolytic enzymes, and that proteolytic enzymes also called the sperm lysine. That proteolytic enzyme also called the what? That proteolytic enzyme also called the sperm lysine. Okay, sperm lysine. So this is the ova, and first of all is the protuberance form. That protuberance is called the cone of reception, and one of the sperm, head of sperm, there is the presence of one acrosome. Okay, and that acrosome dissolves the membrane present. That membrane will be dissolved by the acrosome. This is the acrosome, and membrane dissolve, and it helps to enter the sperm into the ova. And during this process, there is the formation of proteolytic enzymes. Okay, due to the proteolytic enzyme, it dissolves, and after the proteolytic enzymes and some of the cytoplasm releases or come out from the oozodes into collected from its cytoplasm. That one type of fluid come from its cytoplasm, and it collected into the perivitrean membrane. Okay, and perivitrean membrane is present between the vitrean and plasma membrane. Vitrean and plasma membrane is present inside the ova, and that vitrean and this membrane will be filled by that fluid. That fluid come from the oozodes from its cytoplasm, and after the feed of fluid of oozodes, and there is a formation of thick wall. Okay, from this first phase is like that, only this phase, and this is the one of the thick membrane is present here, and this presence of thick membrane, it prevent to enter the another new sperm, because one of the sperm already enter into this phase. In this phase, the sperm has entered their head and middle piece and head have already entered into the ova, and this thick wall prevent to enter the another sperm into it. Okay, and after that phase, and then maturation phase. In the maturation phase, there is the presence of already one of the polar bodies. Okay, there is the presence of already of polar bodies, and due to the primary maturation, that primary maturation undergo the secondary maturation, and after going the secondary maturation, and there is a formation of another new polar body. This phase is called the secondary maturation. This phase is called the secondary maturation. After this secondary maturation, this present nucleus in the ova, that is called the pronucleus, and this nucleus only called the nucleus, and there is the portion of one of the nucleus, sperm nucleus, is the sperm. Okay, is the ova, and this nucleus also the nucleus, and due to the swallowing of this nucleus present in the sperm, this nucleus also converted into the pronucleus, and after this phase is closed with the thick wall. Okay, there is the presence of liquid that, and this is the membrane, and there is the one of the pronucleus from sperm, one of the pronucleus from ovum, and this pronucleus come close to each other, and they converted and they fuses to each other, and they form the one zygote. This zygote is called the amphiphysis process. Formation of this zygote is called the amphiphysis process. So for today, this okay, and I have